don't forget to check inside the front cover to remove lint. Okay, and let's just turn this around so I can see the knob here. Alright, now oh, okay. So this is the tension release, and I have the presser foot set to down, so this should just fall into, yeah, this should just fall into place without having to align it with anything. But we do have to then get this part of the cover inside the back cover, and then that tension bar goes in place where the release from the presser foot is going to push it to release the tensioner. And now the machine, the case just settled back into place where it belongs. So that's a good indicator that we got it right. And I am going to put screws in. And there's a plastic bit that fell out. I doubt that's important, but we will find out soon enough. When you put screws in, it's helpful to have the machine laying so the screws can go straight down, because that does make it easier to start them. There we go. So that was the 5 fat screws, or the 5 biggest screws, and then we got this little one that came out of that hole. This one that came off the front here. And then we can slip our knob back in place. Okay, that seems to be the correct motion for that knob. I wonder if I can put this on upside down. Nope. That knob only fits in one way around, which is nice. Now, there is to make sure that this is pushed in so that the clip goes into the slot that it actually clips onto in this shaft. And then we'll take a screwdriver, press from the back side, it snaps in place and it won't fall off. So that's just the way it should be. Perfect. And short, tall, short, tall. There we go. These knobs appear to be in the right spot. So we can throw the cover back on. Oh, that's what this piece is. There's a pin here. This pin was glued in place here, and it just sets on a register in here to help hold this piece, which I feel like it clearly was not doing a good job of helping if it popped off like that. But we'll get this cover in place. Opened, cleaned, and oiled. Let's put our bobbin case back in. There we go. And plate. Lift that. Got a hook under. Okay. If this is the right way around, we will get the foot off here and out of the way. That gives us a skosh more room. There we go. Exactly enough room to pop that on. Okay. This doesn't have to be tight, just snug. So now that we've finger tightened both of these to make sure that the plate is lined up, we snug that up and then push the plastic cover back in place. And I am going to rewind a bobbin without these, or yeah, I'm gonna rewind a bobbin or get this trimmed off of here. I have my scissors right here. Well, we've opened the 3750 up, cleaned it thoroughly, oiled it. Let's load the bobbin thread. We trimmed that extra thread off the side of the bobbin, so we've got that. And then we will put our presser foot back in place. So there's the bracket, and then the snap-on foot, you just have to align it and it picks that up. And then we'll get our alright, needle looks good. In this machine, the needle goes toward the back because that's where the flat is in the needle bar, and the flat on the needle then goes to match that up. Okay. And threading. There's numbers on the front here: 3, 4, 5. There. Yeah, I don't actually know what order to get. I don't know how to get this into the automatic threading thing. Is the automatic threader hitting the hole in the needle is another good question. All right. Okay, definitely goes down there. up our bobbin thread. Okay. Two straight stitch. Good stitch there, and we are, yep, it's getting a good, cool. And then we'll try out number 3 as our zigzag. Zigzag adjustment here. And the zigzag is all on the right hand side. Cool. Stitch number 4 is a blind stitch one way. 5 is blind stitch the other direction. Okay. 6 is the stretch stitch zigzag. And that's coming out good. 7 is a blind stitch zigzag. And 8 is a mirror of 7. 9 is stitching that pattern. 10. 11. 12, and 13. All right, that is all working. So we can swap to SS1. And we'll work backwards across the dial. All those stitches are coming out really nicely, and I'm not actually, let's see, the upper tension can go a little higher, but the tension is working out good. This machine just needed a clean and lube, so. 17. Alright, now let's move this knob over to line up on SS2 before we rotate the dial over to SS2. Because I don't know if the cam stack doesn't have a spot for SS2, whether that's going to cause issues trying to turn that dial. So, we're now on stitch 26. $28 is pretty elaborate. Let's see. $35. All right. All those stitches are turning out, and it's not skipping any. So if you have a machine and you're worried about the bobbin and the hook picking up, if it's got all these elaborate stitches, then the way that you can really give it a good test is using the elaborate stitches, because if it's gonna skip a stitch, it's gonna skip a stitch more often on any of these elaborate decorative stitches than it will with a straight stitch, and it will be easier for you to see the skipped stitches, because see, if that stitch got skipped, then this pattern would be uneven. On a straight stitch, if you miss a skip stitch, it's just a straight line and it's hard to tell if you missed a stitch. But on these patterns, as soon as it misses a stitch, because the needle moves, you can see that it's uneven. So this machine, a Brother XL3750, just needed to be oiled and run a little bit and cleaned up real good. So it is ready to go back to the owner.